Hey, everybody, welcome to What the Hell, Vetica. I am here with Bree Taylor, the VP of Operations at More Creative Academy, our community, which has a big event coming up in London that we're going to talk about today.
Join Mike, Janda, and guests to discuss the things that make creative people say, "What the hell, Vetica?"
So, Bree, what I was thinking we could do is go day by day from the day that we arrive until the day we fly back. And what should people be expecting for each of those days? When are people flying in and going back? Because we have a variety of different people coming. What is this whole thing? Actually, why don't you tell us what the freak is this Morepalooza? Why don't we start there?
Yeah, I'm excited. First of all, it's September 10th to the 14th. That's the date of Morepalooza. It's going to be in London. So when we were chatting, the whole purpose of Morepalooza was to find something for creatives to kind of step away from the grind, to relieve creative burnout. And really the purpose is to build community. That's a huge part of what MCA is, which is the spearhead behind this event. So community, fun, learning, education, and also having access to those who have been through the grind. So we have a huge group of speakers and agency owners, designers, authors who are coming to this event, in addition to several people who are just like you, other creatives who are burning daylight trying to scale a business. So that was kind of the purpose behind this, was to recharge. And when we started looking at this, the question was, do we hold this in central London? Do we hold it in somewhere that's kind of trendy? And we fell upon this location called Mason and Fifth. So Mason and Fifth is super interesting because historically it's an old taxi corporate headquarters. So it's a massive building with like 400 and something rooms, but it was really built to be an extended stay location. And so each of the rooms kind of have like their own vibe or feng shui in a sense. And all the furniture is really earthy. There's lots of neutral tones. There's this incredible spa that's included. And so when I fell upon this, not only did they have all these incredible amenities for things that were retreat-esque, they just opened. So they just opened their doors in June. So it is brand new. And so we're one of the first few events that are going to be at this location. So it's actually in the Westburn Park or Notting Hill area. And it is a little outside of the city of London. So it's not in the busy, it's kind of away. It's right on the river. And so I'm excited to bring everybody there because it's stepping out of the chaos and into something that is really calming and relaxing and grounding. So all of our retreat ticket holders are actually going to be staying at Mason and Fifth or an Airbnb if they choose, but that's kind of where the HQ is for Morepalooza.
Okay.
And then go ahead.
I was just going to jump in. Okay. You missed one of the things that I think is an important purpose of this. And it's this little side purpose, but you can come to Morepalooza and it is a business trip. And you can, if you own a business, you can write it off on your taxes. So come to London and hang out with us and build community and build relationships with other creative entrepreneurs. Walk the streets of London, go to the activities, hang out in the spa, and do all the stuff that we're doing, plus the workshop and the educational side of things. And it's a whole freaking tax write-off. So what is not to love about that part? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. And I think, it was tough to try and decide if we were going to do something that was more conference-based or retreat-based. And so it's kind of a combination of both. A little bit of an unconferencing. You're not going into it and listening to something for hours and hours and getting completely brain fried after experience. You're meant to feel excited and jazzed and really recharged to move into business, spending more time in your creative creative mindset.
We're going to go over the day-to-day, what's going to happen each day of this event here in a second. I thought it was interesting when we started selling tickets that we've had more interest and ticket sales, I believe, in the full retreat aspect than we have in just the one-day workshop. So our one-day workshop happens on Thursday, and we'll go into more detail on that. But that's your traditional kind of, let's get together, have some educational things, let's have a panel and a little after party and stuff. And that's the traditional thing that many or most creative entrepreneurs have gone to at some point or another. We're going to do it a little out of the box compared to the norm, but that's the kind of normal thing. And I was surprised that we've had roughly the same amount of people sign up for just the one-day workshop as we have for the full retreat. And for me, that says volumes in what creative entrepreneurs are feeling in their day-to-day business, that they want an escape more than just another seminar and workshop thing, because the interest level was very high in the retreat aspect. That let's eat together, let's tour together, let's do activities together, let's go to the spa and have our spa morning together. That's what the retreat aspect is. And it's been really encouraging on how many people really need and want that part. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think that when I surveyed our group, which was about a sample over 100, education was a big part of that. Learning was a big part of what people were looking for. But also, people kind of feel like they're on an island. You know, like when you get to a point where you're running an agency or you're freelance, you feel like you're sitting on this island with no one to kind of help you understand how to build the boat to get somewhere else. And so I've talked to several creatives who have been to retreats of yours before. And that was the biggest takeaway, is they met 2, 3, 4, 5 people that they became incredibly close with. And now their business is scaling and thriving because of those connections. In really, they've been able to build this camaraderie that's kind of hard to find when you're running a business. People who are going through things just like you. So when I've talked to previous retreat attendees, that was like the number one thing. And I've for those who have bought tickets, there's been some fear around that. Okay, well, I'm an introvert. I don't really go out and do things very often. I don't know how I'm going to feel. And so all of these,
I'll take care of that part. I'm going to be like a social butterfly. Like, you need to meet this person and you guys should talk about this. Like,
and that's all the spaces and places
out of that.
Are curated so that you don't have to feel that way. The communal dinner the first night. So if we're talking about the agenda, the first night is on the 10th. And so for those who bought the retreat.
So before we go to that, I love that, but let's go backwards. You and I, we fly out on Sunday, and with Mama Janda, who's coming, my 80-year-old mother is coming, and me and Mama Janda and Bree are all going to land in Atlanta and take the same flight over on Sunday. We have a handful of other people that are leaving on Sunday and arriving early Monday morning. So what's going to happen with this kind of, I think we have like roughly half the people the retreat people are coming in that day or two earlier. What's going to happen on Monday? If we go through Monday, we don't have any formal retreat stuff going on. What happens on Monday?
Oh,
September,
I get there
like 9th or something, right? Isn't it September?
I think we get there super early on the 8th, like or 7 a.m. in UK time. So depending on how the few days before that go, because I'm going to do some training, sleep training on trying to like get adjusted to the time zone. Funny. Of course I am.
Oh man. Here's my sleep training. I'm going to take Ambien to fall asleep, and then I'm going to take Monster energy drinks to wake up. And I will adjust.
My heart does not like that. But really for me, that first day is to get adjusted to Mason and Fifth, to like check out all the spaces. Cause that was kind of a challenging thing for me. I don't want to say difficult. Challenging was I haven't been to any of these spaces. I haven't been to London. So getting acquainted with the space. Risky. Yeah, well, there's a lot of cool things that are in there too. They've been great to work with. They have
Hmm.
there's a spa, there's a movie theater, they have all these
Hmm.
different services. There's a gym, there's a pool, there's the river that's nearby. There's a lot of cool sitting areas. So I want to get
Yeah.
really familiar with where our home is going to be for the next 5 days.
Okay.
Um,
So you're going to do orientation of
Basically.
Mason and Fifth location.
Yes.
That's what you're thinking. I
Yes.
I will walk through it, and then I want to get an early check-in and be able to go to sleep. That's what I have
Yes.
planned for Monday.
Right.
That's my plan. What
Yes.
about Okay, so what about Tuesday? Because we're still early on Tuesday. What are you thinking is going to happen on Tuesday?
Well,
And Bree and I
Tuesday,
haven't coordinated what either of us think is going to happen. So
you're
you
hearing
tell
it
what you
first
think is going
here,
to happen,
folks.
and I'll tell you what I think is going to happen.
I know that I have to do a trial run of where we're traveling. So
Yeah.
you can be in charge of entertaining people. I actually need to go to Myth Studios and to go to NT's Loft and to get acquainted with those spaces, get all of the swag bags ready because we have this really cool swag that we've been ordering. Get all that stuff prepared for Wednesday.
So
So,
that's what you're thinking is going to happen on Tuesday.
mhm,
Okay, see,
for
I'm
me
thinking of going
personally.
to like Stonehenge and Windsor Castle and stuff going. So this is what I think. I think we should do that part that you're thinking. We should do that on Wednesday. Get all the
Hmm.
swag bag, get all that stuff done on Wednesday before the kickoff dinner, and then make Tuesday just a bonus go tour some stuff day.
You can do all of that.
Oh, come on.
I'll think
We're
about
gonna
it.
ditch you like everybody. You should come with the group. I think there's a group of people that some of that stuff is brewing for a
Yeah,
Tuesday.
there's
Um,
a Morepalooza WhatsApp, and that Stonehenge is a big talk. Seeing a
yeah,
show was a big talk in free time. Going to Paris was part of their like talking about doing that in the bonus days.
yeah.
So I'm just one of those people that if I don't give myself 24 hours to rectify something that could go wrong, then it will go wrong.
Oh
So
boy.
I want to
Okay.
get
All right. Well,
things in order.
we'll figure that out. So we might have some touring that's happening on Tuesday. It'll be informal. So if you
Yeah.
are coming in early, that's kind of what's brewing. Bree just mentioned the WhatsApp group that we have. So if you are planning to attend, there's a WhatsApp group already going. Join that, reach out to Bree and make sure that you get invited or added to that WhatsApp group. I think there's
Hmm.
information also in MCA. If you're part of the MCA community, you'll find that as well.
Correct.
Anyway, okay, so that's Tuesday. Wednesday, somehow we got to get to Shoreditch and go to NT's where the workshop's going to be, blah, blah, blah. We'll talk more about that in a second. Then we have Wednesday night is the official kickoff. This is September 10th.
Correct.
What is the official kickoff part?
So it's at 6 p.m. UK time, and they're going to have this. It's just one long communal table, and it's in a really beautiful space that kind of overlooks the waterfront there. And I've seen some photos of other dinners they've done, and it's very family style, right? So we're going to have this family style dinner where we kind of get to know one another, chit chat, and share a meal, break bread, as they say.
And that is at Mason and Fifth for those
Correct.
that are coming, right?
Affirmative. Yes.
Affirmative. Okay. Didn't you get on my case one time when I didn't talk like a human, and then now here you are? You think you're in the military or something? Affirmative.
10-4, sir. Copy.
All right. I just thought I just saw oh, here's an image of. I'm just going to keep this stuff on the screen. So this looks like
Yeah.
it's their restaurant area right here.
Yeah, they have
In
a
this
special
image,
place
right?
for us. They have some photos on Instagram of dinners they've done
Oh, okay.
previous, and they looked
Okay.
really nice. And so we
Okay.
can show those later. But um, it's going to be great.
Okay. So
Uh, it's all family style served at the table. It's not like buffet or style or anything. They'll have
yeah.
everything on the tables, and so that's exciting.
Okay. And that is on Wednesday night. So for people who are going to the full retreat, Wednesday is the big kickoff night. Be there at 6 o'clock at Mason and Fifth for the kickoff. We have roughly 20-ish people, a little more than that should be at that dinner, right? Something in
Yeah,
that
and
vicinity.
there's
Yeah.
wine also included in our dinner. I
Yeah.
think
So
there's
if
like
you want to get completely sauced, that is your prerogative uh, for that evening. We're
a little
making no
liquid courage never hurt nobody.
recommendations. No recommendations. Okay. So then we wake up on Thursday, and Thursday is kind of the biggest day of well, not the biggest day. It's the biggest focal day on the education side of things, but we've intermingled in a lot of fun strategies into that as well. So what happens on Thursday, the
Yeah, so to your
11th?
point,
Yeah.
it's the day that has the most items on the agenda. So there is some options in the morning. They do have some yoga that's happening in the morning if you'd like to opt in to do that. And so that's available to you, which will have be followed by a breakfast. So I think the breakfast is from 8 to 9 that morning.
Okay, so
On
breakfast is
Thursday.
included in our retreat goer ticket, but if you
Correct.
do a yoga thing, that's just like do that on your own with the
Mm-hmm.
Mason and Fifth people. That's not a formalized part of the
Right.
event,
So
but
it's
it's available there for people who stay at the
correct.
resort. Yeah.
I think it's a great way to start that Thursday. You know, if you're trying to get yourself into a habit of moving your body before you use your brain, I think it's a great option for people who maybe who haven't done it very often. It's just, stretch
Yeah.
yourself out, Janda.
Okay. I stretch.
Um,
I'm a
and then
gym rat. Okay.
it's good for you. So that we'll have breakfast, which is pretty informal. And then we all meet around 10:30, 10 o'clock. 10, I think we said 10. 10, we hop on the tube or the overground to get to Myth Studios, which is in Shoreditch. So Shoreditch is, in all intents and purposes, the place where creatives spend a lot of time, creative professionals spend a lot of time. When I asked anyone in the UK, where do all the creative professionals go? Where do they plant their offices? This was the place that they mentioned. So Myth Studios actually just moved their office from the Notting Hill area to Shoreditch, and they're in a
And Myth
building.
Studios is, just to
Yeah.
interject, is one of the sponsors of Morepalooza.
Yeah.
So they're involved. James Finlay owns Myth Studios. They do amazing work. Landed, I think it was Pepsi, if I want to say, got a big account with Pepsi. Just do amazing motion graphics work. Super
Yeah.
talented. And they just moved into their new headquarters in Shoreditch, which is right near where we're doing this workshop. Okay, just throwing in
Yes.
some color commentary. Keep going, Bree.
Yeah, no, you're good. So the co-working space they're in is called Mare Street Studios. And so Mare Street's kind of a big thoroughfare in Shoreditch. And so we're going to get to go tour their studios, and that's where everyone's going to pick up their swag. So we'll have swag bags, we'll have hats, and we'll have t-shirts and all kinds of other really fun things for you to
Should I
pick
show
up.
some of the swag teaser right now? Is that what
Should
we
we?
should do? I don't know. Should we?
Oh, let's
Okay.
do it.
I'll-
That means
I'll
they have to
do
watch
s-
the
I'll
whole
do
video
fast.
to.
For people who aren't watching and you're just listening to this episode, you're gonna miss out. Let's show some of the hats. Like we went through
Yeah.
a variety of different hats. So we have this Morepalooza octopus. Oh, these are ugly. We have this Morepalooza octopus. There are two different hat ideas that came about. One was the Morepalooza octopus with the idea, here it is, with the idea that we have 8 arms going out and reaching and grabbing for the things that we need as creatives. We need the recharge, we need the education, we need the community aspects, we need the reignite our creative spark, all of these things. And so we need this volume of things to get us through the trauma of running a creative business, and the octopus kind of spawned out of that idea. The additional idea is that if you look at the Morepalooza logo, the octopus, I was looking for some kind of let me see. some kind of an image that would match this typography style that has these swooping lines and things like this. And so I was like, okay, what kind of animal or something could match that? And so this octopus tentacle idea kind of came out of that.
I didn't know that. I love that I got to know the creative process of this. You just send them to me and go,
so that's where that came from on that. Okay, let me show another thing. Since I have the mic right now, I'll show the other patch idea that we are going to use for a hat, and that is this. I don't like swag that is this like the normal swag, like stick the Morepalooza logo on a hat and think that anybody is ever going to wear that ever. I hate that stuff. No offense to everybody who's done that for the last like 50 years of business, but nobody's wearing your Joe's plumber hat. They just are not. So my brain goes to something like this, where it is this warning, contents under pressure, this skull with a brain, and it's all smoking. People, I think a creative entrepreneur, I would rather wear this hat than some Morepalooza hat. Now, Morepalooza and More Creative Academy are part of this concept brought to you by, but it is not the tent pole image. And so for me, it's stuff like that I think is more interesting. So this we're doing on a hat.
That one's the stickers. That's the final sticker design. And then
that one is the sticker, but the hat version we did also. I'm just going to click through a couple of these real quick because they're all on screen. You can see this process.
Oh, yeah, I think
Did I ever do a mock-up of the very final hat? Oh, here we go. So this.
Yeah.
Not that
was
one.
The one.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one is the final hat style for those that are coming. Warning. Oh, this is warning, contents under pressure, explosion imminent, joinmca.com. See, I think we can get people to wear this hat. That's way more interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, it is going to be beautiful. It's going to be embroidered on a very specific hat called Richardson 112. And if you have a big bald head, there's an extra large size just for you.
Perfect. So there's at least one person coming that is in that situation. Hey, the other thing too, I don't like hats where it's embroidered right onto the hat itself. So it's embroidered onto a patch that is then stitched to the hat. And that's
correct.
I'm a hat snob. I am a hat snob. I admit it. So I think that this is a hat that I'll actually wear.
It better be the best hat you have ever had.
All right. I'm going to whip through just a couple other quick things, and then we'll get back to the agenda on this. We have posters that are going up in Shoreditch. So this is one of the shots of the posters that we're doing in Shoreditch, curing the creative burnout, which is crossed off on the top of that. We have a step and repeat big mural that people will be able to take pictures of and stuff of themselves and post. Hopefully we get some social posts. This is the backdrop for the panel and the speaking area that we have. And I think I have a mock-up coming up of that. So there, and here's the mock-up of the step and repeat that we'll have up there. And then where did that other mock-up go?
There we go.
Oh, that's it right there.
Yeah,
so this is the mock-up of kind of what that stage area that we'll put up is going to look like when you're facing any of the speakers or the panel and stuff.
We're giving it all away. All of it.
Should I not be? It's just fun. We slaved over this stuff. Oh, here's the t-shirt, Bree.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the t-shirt. Every time I thought I had a good idea, I would text it over to Bree and hope that she didn't hate it because I can't emotionally handle the bad feedback. So this one I thought turned out, this is fun. This is the octopus.
I like this
is the Morepalooza t-shirt. Create, relax, innovate, reset, learn, recharge, grow, ideate. And it is More Creative Academy, Morepalooza. It looks cool, right?
It looks amazing. I'm really excited about it. I think that We have a lot of, and like one of the coolest swag things, we didn't even have to design ourselves. So one of our sponsors is Danique, which is a notebook company. They make custom
Yes.
notebooks, and they are making custom designed notebooks. So they have several designers at their company, and they kind of just gave them creative freedom. We gave them some parameters. So they're making, we don't even know what they look like. They haven't sent us any designs. It's going to be a surprise for us too. They are sending notebooks for every single attendee, and they're going to be completely custom designed by different graphic artists that are from this
Every
company. So I'm
single
super
one of them is
excited.
different. So not one is the same. I loved this when Tyler, who's the founder of Danique, told us what
Such a
he
cool
likes
story.
to do for events like what we're doing. I was like, oh my gosh, that is just it's so fun. So
Yeah.
one of a kind notebooks for all of the attendees.
And that's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
We're so cool. I'm super stoked about it. And so that'll be part
Yeah.
of the stuff there. Then we'll have the tote bags, and so yeah, I think when it comes to what I really enjoyed about even though it was tough to find like exactly what you wanted and what we needed and the designs, it's not standard, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like really specifically curated for this group of people, which I really loved. So
Yes.
cool. So we talked about getting to Myth Studios. So Myth Studios, we're going to pick up the swag there. And that is a tour of their space. After the tour, we're going to pick up some boxes of sandwiches for lunch. So those who are part of the retreat, who have retreat access, will get a lunch from Myth Studios. And then after that lunch, we just take a quick walk to NT's Loft, which is just down the street. Now, I have heard that sometimes it is rainy season in September in London. So be sure to bring some waterproof jackets or umbrellas and whatnot in case that it is a little bit wet on our walk. Once we get into NT's Loft, this is a rooftop space. So it has a stage area. And so this is kind of like our own little space that has a bar and a stage. And Mike's going to do a PowerPoint presentation.
Oh, don't. Making it like the most boring sounding thing ever.
I don't know why that came out of my brain.
I'm not going to do a PowerPoint.
Presentation
I'm not gonna do a PowerPoint.
and workshop. Now people
Okay.
will be disappointed if you don't have a PowerPoint. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I am not.
Look, this is a
not going
PowerPoint.
to be a boring PowerPoint. Okay,
No
I'm just going
PowerPoint.
to take over this little part because this is what
Okay.
I'm going to talk about. This is going to be a workshop. We are at an inflection point in the creative industry with AI coming, and there needs to be a pivot for creative entrepreneurs in their business. And if you are not pivoting now or soon, there is trouble on the horizon. And that's what we're going to dig into in this creative workshop. So we'll do a 2-hour workshop. It is not going to be me just saying, you got to just start using AI. It is not going to be that, because I think there are multiple paths forward for creative businesses. And you don't have to pick one and only one. There are options. And we're going to go through that and help you figure out what is the next pivot that you need to make. And then we're going to craft a plan on how you can make that. And our group is small enough. We're 40 something people, 47 or something like that, that'll be in that workshop area, that as of right now, and we still have a few weeks to go. So maybe we end up being 60 something people, 70 people, I don't know. But it's going to be a collaborative, a workshop kind of a thing, facilitated conversation, and we're going to figure some things out together. So that's what my PowerPoint is going to be on that section. And then after that, what's going to happen, Bree? We have other PowerPoints planned.
So there's a 2-hour workshop with Mike, and I just want to say, if you haven't had, it's almost like a one-on-one with one on 47. Like it's a very constructive. I kind of relate to it with a little bit of a one-on-one mixed with our group coaching, which is always so helpful for people when they're making decisions about their business. So it's a huge part of this huge piece of Morepalooza. And then we have an hour break. And during that hour break, you'll get to check out some of our sponsors. So Brand Cult is going to be there. The cult leader will be there. You'll learn more about that in a couple of weeks. And we'll have Danique, you'll be able to pick up the notebooks. And you can have a cocktail during this break, a snack during this break. And then all of our panelists will be arriving around that time. And that includes those that you see on the screen here. So big hitters in the UK area, James Martin, Danielle Clark, Danielle and Paige. James Finlay is the one that's going to be the founder of Myth Studios. We've got Thad Cox and Tom Ross, which I'm sure some of you find familiar. A familiar face, Will Patterson and Ian Paget. So this is a pretty decent lineup, and what we're going to do is
pretty decent lineup. This is like the who's who of the creative world.
I'm trying to be humble, you know what I'm saying?
When we reached out to so most of these people have become super close friends of mine over the last 5 years or so. My social life is online, and it's people like Bree, who I've known for 6 years or something, and I've stayed in touch with. I have so many people like that I've built these friendships with, and I was surprised pleasantly on how many of them are in this London area. And so I'm just so excited. Honestly, we invited these people just because I want to hang out with them when we're there. And this was the way to get them all to come, was like, hey, come be part of this. Because I want to see them all. There's just so many good people. And between this collective group, you've got literally millions of followers on social media. Will Patterson's almost 1 million people on YouTube. James Martin, I think if he's not at 1 million, he's close to 1 million on Instagram now. And some of these people, they have podcasts. I did my podcast with Tom Ross forever. Thad Cox is one of the most interesting thinkers in the creative space. And he doesn't have a massive audience, but he should. He's just such a calculated, interesting thinker. He's one of the Instagram reel sharers with me. Like every day he's sharing and I'm sharing reels back to him. Ian Paget is the logo geek and has had a successful podcast for years and a successful logo designer. He's written a book as well. Danielle and Paige runs Gravity 7, which is a successful agency in the London area. And he's got a social audience as well and does some of the best content that isn't getting traction on all of social media. I freaking love his content. And I'll text him sometimes and be like, man, you're getting screwed by the algorithm, because his content should be taken off. Danielle Clark has a branding podcast and is just an awesome, awesome person. And she has a new baby. I don't know if we should share that in here, but I just did, because if you come, you're going to get to see her cute new little baby, which we're all kind of excited about. And then James Finlay, who you mentioned, owns Myth Studio, and they're doing some just really top flight work. So that is the quick summary of this batch of people. I love these people. I wish we could just stick them up there and just hang out with them the whole time.
I haven't got to meet anyone obviously in person yet, but I've been tracking a lot of their social media. What's really fascinating to me is that every single one of these panelists are really leaning into the human element of marketing. So like James Martin's going through this huge overhaul with his own brand and what's important to him. And I feel like that's a huge thread through Morepalooza, is being able to connect yourself back to what's really important and how do you grow and scale without losing that. And so Danielle and Paige, even to stuff with his family, everyone's kind of had this almost personal rebrand and taking stock of what's important. And I think that's, with everything being AI and super automated, and how do you keep the human element of marketing in design. I think it's really interesting, some of the content they're putting out right now. So I'm really stoked to hear the responses they have to some of our questions, because the topics are going to be really exciting.
They are going to be exciting. And we're not going to do just a normal, boring PowerPoint panel. We're actually going to do something a little more out of the box. It's formulating right now, so I won't share any details. But
we can't give
it is
all
not
of
going
it
to
away.
be the norm. It is not going to be the norm.
Correct.
A panel. Okay.
Yes.
So that's Thursday, the panelists, and then what happens after the panelists?
Yeah, so
Oh,
the
right
panel's going
here.
to go on for 90 minutes or so, and then we're going to have like this little after hours cocktail and networking session where everyone's able to eat a couple slices of pizza, you have a couple cocktails or non-alcoholic cocktails, whatever fits your fancy. And we really get to know one another, right? You get to know some of the panelists, you get to know the folks that you get to meet at the workshop. You get to immerse yourself in some UK culture, which I think is really interesting too. Um, and so we just
We've
spend
got a
time.
DJ coming for that, right? There's
Yes,
a
and a
DJ.
caricature artist.
Yeah.
And so just having fun, like we don't, it's tough for business owners and freelancers. And if you're a parent or you're really spending a lot of time building your brand, like you don't take yourself out to do things with other people that are just like you. Typically that's not what happens. And so I think there's a lot of magic in that moment, right? Where people can connect with someone that they wouldn't normally connect with. So I think that's an exciting piece. And then afterwards, we kind of have like a pick your own adventure. So you can either, I know a group of us, I personally am a huge jazz fan. I think it's because I went to college in the New Orleans area, but there's a jazz bar that's kind of on the way back to the hotel. So there's
Oh,
a
so
couple
are you
stops.
staying out that night? You're going to stay out and do the jazz activity?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
100%. And so there's on the survey, several of you have decided to do the jazz band, pick your own adventure. There's an option to head back to the hotel, and they have a movie theater there where you can catch a film. Or even when you get back to the hotel, there may be a couple other retreat people that you just want to connect with or read or, unplug your social battery. That's totally fine too. Whatever you're most comfortable with. There's no pressure to do anything that you don't want to outside of the programming that's happening. And then we move into we've reignited our passion and we've put it all out there with our social networking, and we've learned a lot of things and we've decided what we're going to do. And so now it's time for the recharge on Friday morning. So there is a breakfast that happens first. It's kind of a slow morning. We do breakfast first. And then there are 3 sessions where I'm going to split people up. And there is a sound bath and a cold plunge and a sauna. And it's this opportunity to really disconnect and unplug. Because I don't know about you, like I almost get anxious when I unplug, when there's no noise, there's no people, there's no screens. It's so normal for everyone that when you put all that down, it takes a minute for the static to kind of settle. And so, but I've done a few of these, and every single time that I've done it, you reset. It's almost like pressing the reset button on your own brain and body. And then right after that recharge session, there is a working lunch. So whether you're writing or you decide that you're going to sleep or whatever that looks like to you, we're going to give you the opportunity to kind of lean into whatever that brings out for you. So I'm really excited about this piece. I think some people are nervous about it.
Yeah, the people who don't do this kind of stuff normally
Yeah.
are like, do I have to? And no, you don't have to do anything. But hey, you know what? Come and unwind a little bit and do
Yeah.
something out of the norm. If this is
I
not your
encourage you to.
norm, then come and do it, because when else are you going to do it? Life is about experiences, and
Yeah.
this can be one of those.
And you won't die. You won't
No.
die. It'll
And
be
nobody's going to
fun.
make fun of you for doing a bad yoga
No.
pose. Man, freaking yoga's brutal. I'll be struggling through the yoga. I'm not a huge yoga
No,
fan. I'm
yoga
too big.
is not brutal.
I'm too
especially
big. It
gentle
can be
yoga.
brutal. It can be brutal.
I don't think
Okay.
this is less yoga, and it's more meditation than I think anything else, and kind of
Okay.
shocking your body into recharging. So
I like shock my body. That part I like.
shock my body.
Okay. All right. So that's Friday morning.
Yep.
Then what do we have Friday after lunch?
Yep. So we have the working lunch, and then you'll get time to kind of change and get reacquainted. And then we are all going to travel together to go to the excursion called Frameless. So the Frameless Museum is really interesting. It's like an interactive museum. Look how cool this is. Like all of the different graphics and animation. And so we're going to go kind of like a mid-afternoon, late afternoon. We haven't picked a specific time for that yet, but we'll decide in the next couple of days. But it's going to be great. We're going to go as a group. And then afterwards, it's kind of at your own leisure. We can all still hang out together and go to dinner, to each their own. Or we can, try a couple of the places. So Frameless is kind of like the bookend to the exciting exploration items on the agenda. The last thing that we have after Frameless is when we go into Saturday. There is a accountability breakfast. So part of the retreat process that is really important, from the workshop, there will be some calls to action, and, I'm sure people will be writing down things they want to do for that week with their business. And so Saturday is really that time frame where people can say, okay, here's what I've written down. I want to accomplish this in the next 6, 12, 24 months, whatever that looks like. But it's a place to kind of say out loud, hey, this is what I'm going to do moving forward. And that's really powerful for people. So
good. Like that commitment, make a commitment to the group. I think what I kind of envision on that is, we'll be sitting down at breakfast together and just go around and everybody say the one takeaway, the one kind of thing, this is what I need to work on. This is my next step, and make that commitment to just verbalizing it, mostly to yourself. Not that anybody's going to do a follow-up and say, hey, have you done your thing? But just that verbalization of it, I think, is so important in making progress.
Yeah, and it allows us to cheer you on too. That's what the community is about too, right?
I
is
love that.
Being able to cheer you on and not necessarily follow up to keep tabs, but hey, you give yourself some benchmarks. So let us do that with you. Yeah. And then that's kind of the final bookend of the retreat, and we have.
So that was Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday and then what happens Saturday afternoon? We have bonus day and super bonus day. Saturday and Sunday.
So there has
what's
been
brewing in the what's brewing in the WhatsApp for bonus day and super bonus day?
Okay, so in the WhatsApp we have talk about Stonehenge, going to Paris because it's close enough, is what I've heard.
I hear an hour and a half under the bay or whatever, right?
I think so. And then there was doing a show, which was the top 3 right now are Michael Jackson, which you recommended, ABBA, or
Les Mis. Is that on the list?
Tina Turner was the
Tina
other
Turner.
one.
Okay.
And Hamilton, of course, is a really great one.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. I feel like if we're in London, I don't know if we should be seeing Michael Jackson, even though I want to see it. But like Michael Jackson, that's American. Tina Turner, that's American. Let's go see something London-y or British-y.
MJ is global. Let's be honest about this. He is a global.
Yes, that's true. But
figurehead.
Yeah. Okay. So those kinds of things
that
are brewing. It's an organic day. There'll be a few options, I think, for people, depending on who you're hanging with and who you want to go and spend the day with. Go and have your own adventure in London. There will be a core group, I expect, but nobody will feel pressure that they have to go with the core group.
Right. I personally am a foodie. I love to try new things that I haven't done or seen before. There was talk about a food tour that's happening, so that might be something that I would be interested in.
I love that.
So
I think I need to go and see, London Bridge and Buckingham Palace and all the, check the boxes of this central London stuff that I have to take a selfie in front of so I can have my life complete. I think I'll be doing
it for the
some
gram.
of that. I'll be doing some of that on that day. I do think Paris is brewing, and I think that would be a Sunday thing, just because we do have some people traveling back on Sunday and they're not staying those extra couple days. We fly back on Monday.
Correct.
So I kind of feel like Sunday would be the Paris thing, because before that we won't have done the check boxes for the London, downtown central London stuff,
Yeah.
which I think will end up being Saturday. That's just kind of what's in my brain at this point, but we'll see
Yeah,
what
I mean,
happens.
I think we kind of it'll plans will firm up, I think, the closer we
Yeah.
get. And speaking of check boxes, so if you are coming from the US or another country outside of the UK, be sure that you do a couple of things. Obviously, you've got to have a updated passport. And if you haven't gotten it yet,
Get
things could be kind
on
of
it.
hairy. Yeah,
Yes.
get it now.
Yeah.
And the UK also has a special visa that you have to get, which in all of the correspondence that we have leading up to the event, there is information to that with links to the app that you have to have. Pretty simple stuff. TSA pre-check is always great, but not
Can I
necessary
just
to
interject
travel.
on the visa? The visa was
Sure.
really easy. You apply, I think I put my passport number in there, and
Hmm.
then it says, okay, you'll get your visa within 3 to 10 days or something. And mine came in like 2 hours. I was approved. So, admittedly, I don't have any outstanding warrants and have never been in prison or convicted of a felony or any of that kind of stuff. So mine got approved faster. Breeze took a little longer because of some of
I've
the
been to
baggage
prison
that she
twice. I
might
don't
have
know. It was
had.
tough.
Yeah, they did background check and they were like, we got to run this up to the king and see
Yeah.
if he's going to let her in. And they did eventually. Um, they said that those felonies were not grievous enough to not
Yeah.
allow you to fly. So
Double jeopardy. It's a thing.
this is what happened. Can't stop myself from teasing people. I don't know. Hopefully people like
That's
that.
great.
Anyway,
I love it.
so that's it,
I
right? That's the gist. I'm just so excited about the whole thing.
am
I'm
too.
excited about the people who are coming. We have a lot of repeat people that have been to other retreats coming. We
Mhm.
have almost half of our MCA VIP group is coming, which I'm super excited about that. We have a special
Mhm.
micro mastermind in MCA. That's the MCA VIP. We limit it to 10
That's
people.
right.
We have, I think, 8 or 9 people in it right now. And
Yeah.
we have 4 of them coming, something along those lines.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about that. It's just going to be so fun. I promise you're going to walk away with some new best friends, some renewed energy, some life experiences that you didn't know were going to happen, memories that all these kinds of trips that you have just are just filled with memories. That's what you're going to get to walk away with here. I'm so excited about it. Can't wait to see everybody. I got to get
Yeah.
working on this PowerPoint before it gets too late. I got to learn.
Life
I got to relearn
changing.
PowerPoint. It's been since 1997 since I've used PowerPoint. So, but Bree has high expectations for a PowerPoint, and I got to bling it up too.
Oh no, I guess it's going to be phenomenal. And I downplaying it. I think that it's going to be life changing for a lot of people when it comes to business.
I think so
And
too.
I've heard this from other people when it comes to putting themselves in a place where they have to work in the business or work on the business um, versus just letting the business work them, because
I
I think that's
love
where a lot of
that.
people are right now.
Yeah. And
So
this is going to be the moment that for the 5 day event, you're going to be forced to work on the business and not just in the business. And if you come, you're also going to reap some of the rewards of the hard work that you've already put in by giving yourself a forced break from the
yes,
deadline chasing, minutia, detail stuff.
man,
We've got the agenda. We'll shepherd you through the experience, and you're just going to have to show up when it's time to show up, and then have fun and laugh and make friends and maybe cry a little if you feel like you need to. I think we're going to
I'm a
have
crier.
a whole bunch of
Okay.
experiences. Real cry when
Okay.
it's over because it's like, oh, thank goodness, there's no more planning.
And then we'll start planning the one in the US because that's coming.
I know,
So
because that's brewing, and we've been teasing that. Probably
yes.
by end of year is when I've been telling people that when we have kind of a early November date, floating around. We
Yes.
haven't done jack squat on it other than Bree a couple months ago went to a couple places and talked to some people, and then that's been the extent of it. So
Yep, it's gonna
more
happen.
stuff brewing. This is
Perfect.
super fun. I hope everybody enjoyed this little conversation. If you're coming to Morepalooza, you get a gist of what's going to happen. We look forward to seeing you there. Bree, you have any final little remarks before we sign off?
Your homework is to get the ticket, delegate your work while you're there, because a lot of people didn't do that, and be ready to do some really awesome things with your business. So,
Hey, and I'm going to have my PowerPoint is going to be freaking wicked.
oh my
It is
God,
going
let
to
it
be
go.
wicked. I just can't wait. I can't wait to make it. All right. Thanks everybody
Perfect.
for listening. We will see you again on another episode of What the Hell Vetica. Oh, by the way, morepalooza.com. 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 Check it out. It's going to be so fun.